Love is the greatest commandment, and you can't get far without love. You can't even have joy and peace from the Spirit without love. We're going to be in John 15, verse 9 through 17. As the Father loved me, I also have loved you. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. These things I have spoken you, that my joy may remain full in you, that your joy may be full. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. So if we just walk in the Spirit and we just love, we let God love us. We love God with all our heart, and we just serve him, and we have a relationship with him. We're in fellowship with him. We're going to bear fruit. We're going to walk in love. We're going to walk in that perfect joy and that peace that surpasses understanding if we just walk in the Spirit instead of walking in the flesh. But it is our choice. Mark 12, verse 28. Then one of the scribes came, having heard them reasoning together, perceiving that he had answered them well, asked him, which is the first commandment of all? Jesus answered him, the first of all the commandments is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one, and you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. This is the first commandment. The second, like it, is this: you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these. And the reason why there's no commandment greater than these is because you can't love your neighbor without loving God. If you don't love God, and you don't have a relationship with the one that's the definition of love, then you cannot love your neighbor, because it's so hard to love your neighbor when you're walking in your flesh. But when you have a relationship with God and you're walking in the Spirit, then you start producing the fruits, which is love, which is joy, which is peace, which is a sound mind. And the only way you can do that is by having a relationship with God, by having his Spirit. And that's what produces all that fruit. And that's why loving your neighbor and loving God with all your heart is the greatest commandment. And what is love? The next scripture we're going to be in is 1 Corinthians 13. Though I speak with tongues of men or of angels, but have not love, I have become sounding brass or a clanging cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, though I give my body to be burned, but have not love, it profits me nothing. Love suffers long, love is kind, love does not envy, love does not parade itself, and is not puffed up, does not behave rudely, does not seek its own, is not provoked, thinks no evil, does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. Love never fails, but whether there are prophecies, they will fail. Whether there are tongues, they will cease. Whether there is knowledge, it will vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. When that which is perfect has come, then that which is in part will be done away. When I was a child, I spoke as a child, and I understood as a child. And though as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know just as I am known. Now abide faith, hope, and love, these three, but the greatest of these is love.